Okay, what is today? The 13th of March, 2026. I'm John Lee, St. Louis Real Estate Investors Association. And I don't have a lot of announcements, but I do got a couple, and then we'll get started here. Let's see. Next Friday, which will be the 20th, we've got the pet screening people coming in to talk to us. And then on Thursday, the 26th, we have Bryan Edelman with LandlordOps. And I see Bryan down there. Good to see you, Bryan.
Hey, John.
And let's see. And we'll have more on that coming up here soon. Let's see. Then on we're looking at doing a wholesaling workshop probably in April sometime if I can get some dates coordinated. And then maybe an insider's tax sale workshop in May before the Missouri Tax Sale Seminar number 5 on June 26th with Scott Walterbach. He was here a couple weeks ago, so we'll have more on that coming up here as we know more. And in fact, I know some of you guys are already registered for the 26th of June. So thanks for registering, and we'll look forward to seeing you down there. And I know he's still updating stuff, so if you haven't looked at the website, it's probably you might want to get some the latest details, and that's the mtss.llc. So let's see here. So I guess we can get Laura to do our disclaimer. She's over there, and then we can get started here. Laura, you there?
You know I'm here. You see me. Good morning. Welcome, everyone. First, I'd like to do a bit of housekeeping. Feel free to unmute yourself when it's your turn to speak. Please be mindful of everyone else by muting yourself while others are speaking. You're welcome to put any contact information that you want to share into the chat. We meet here to share deals, look for deals and solutions we have in need with our real estate. We are not your financial advisors, attorney, or accountants. We do not endorse or recommend any specific solutions or contractors here. You're advised to do your own due diligence to your own satisfaction before you invest. The first Friday of each month is Ask the Attorney with Ms. Catherine Davis. Our meetings are typically recorded, so only share what you want others to know.
Okay. Thank you, Laura. There we go. Okay, there we go. I was muting myself. Okay. Well, Katelyn, looks like you'd like to start us off today. Would you like to tell us why you're here? And good to see you. Welcome. Uh-oh, I think you're muted.
I'm unmuted. Sorry.
There you are.
Sarah Cantrell with Pride Restoration had invited me. She said it might be a good opportunity to meet some investors and realtors. My name is Katelyn Leaver. I'm with Comparion Insurance. I'm an insurance broker. I work with a lot of real estate investors or just investors in general. I've been a broker for 13 and a half years, and I'm just looking to meet new people and help them with their investments.
Okay, and are you in the St. Louis area, I take it, or at
I
least the
am.
general?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm local. I live in Sunset Hills. My new office is opening in Arnold. And then I have a second location in St. Peters.
All right. And is there anything you specialize in or?
Really just I work with a lot of investors. So if it's a flip, I do a lot of I have a lot of different companies for vacant homes, which I know that those are hard to insure. Like if you're doing a big remodel, if you're adding on an addition, um, and if you're just, working on it for a few months and gonna flip it and sell it. Or I have several customers, that have like 40 investment properties, whether it be, single family, duplexes, four families, condos. I can really do it all.
Okay, so you're familiar with the builder's risk and that type of insurance, it
Yes.
sounds like.
Yes. And I can do all of that. I just helped somebody the other day with it.
Okay, because we had some conversations last week when Sarah was here, somewhat about that because people were having some problems. I know I in the past have had to do that because that's specialized. So
Yes.
yeah, if you don't mind, what's the best contact information for you, Caitlin? If you
Yeah.
don't mind saying it verbally and then putting it in the chat as well, that'd
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah. I'll put it in the chat. So I'm gonna give everyone my cell phone number. That's just the best way to reach me. My cell phone is 314 769 2287.
2287. Okay, very good. Okay, yeah, and if you don't mind putting that in the chat too
I
for
will. Yes.
some of us to write it down, that'd be great. And we appreciate you
Yeah.
being here. And I
Yeah.
invite
Thank
you to
you for
come back
having
and
me.
yeah, just
Yeah.
invite you to come back as time goes on because we have different people all the time. So
Great. Thank you for having me.
thank you, Katelyn. All right, let's see here. Looks like we've got a lot of smiling faces out there today. Good to see everybody. Bryan, you want to go ahead and tell us about the landlord ops coming up? It's actually going to be here before we know it.
Yeah, we're about 2 weeks out. That's Thursday, March 26th. So 2 weeks from yesterday. I'm Bryan Edelman. I run Landlord Ops. It's a full rental command center for you to manage your own properties yourself, handles everything from payments, other types of automation. And we have a full AI assistant named Leo within there. Leo is able to talk to your tenants, figure out, what's actually going on. A tenant says, "Oh, this is broken." Well, what is it? Where is it? What is it actually? So you don't have to spend that time at 11 o'clock at night or random times during the day answering questions or asking questions to try to figure out what's going on. So landlord ops, full automation, handling rent payments, tenant communication, and all that good stuff. I like to, it's a silly joke, but I'll still say it. We didn't sign on to be landlords and real estate investors to be 24/7 emergency room doctors with those old beepers. You know, I remember the beepers. And I talked to someone recently who said, "My father's a doctor. I remember and hate those beepers." So let's not be like that. It's 2026.
Yeah, back in those days, we had to look for a payphone too.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, those
We
are
didn't.
those are gone. Those are I've seen one every once in a while, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just put the registration link in there. So if anybody wants to go ahead and get their spot reserved, that'll be 1 o'clock on Thursday, March the 26th. Very good stuff. I know you talked to our group for about, I don't know, 30 seconds, I think, in January, because it was kind of a unique kind of a situation. And so we did want to invite you back, and I appreciate you coming back and talking to us about it.
Of
So
course. Love the
looking
group.
forward to it.
Always happy to be around. And I even love your very corny jokes. They're exactly up my alley. John's a joke machine on Facebook, if you see it. I have told people those jokes, and they actually really like them. I told my granite guy your granite joke. That's a
Oh,
huge granite.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are they're so ridiculous. They're funny, but not everybody thinks they're as funny as I do. Laura
Oh,
just usually rolls her eyes. So
Bryan, I told you, don't encourage him, please.
well, I'm sorry. I'm gonna. It's good stuff. One day I went down just the list of all the jokes you had, and I think I told like 15 of them, and I only had three groans. So it's pretty good.
you're doing better than me then. Yeah, I was thinking of Melissa this morning. I had that one that the wind blew off 25% of my roof. So I said, oof. So so anyway, they don't get as bad as some of them, but anyway, yeah. All right. Well, Melissa, are you there? I see you're over there. So you want to tell us about yourself a little bit?
Sure, I'll just start it off with one of your jokes, that I've taken from you, which is there's a roofing expo that's going to be happening this weekend, and all the shingle ladies will be there.
It's I forgot about that one. That's funny.
I'm Melissa with One Way Roofing, and we do commercial and residential roof, gutters, and siding. We do work with a lot of insurance carriers. So if you have a claim or something like that, we're happy to help you. Also, if it's just you need a cash estimate, we can help you with that as well. So if you think you might need new shingles, give me a jingle.
Whoa, call the shingle woman. Nice. Okay. And what's the best way to get a hold of you, Melissa?
Sure. My phone number is 314-504-1581, or my email address is Melissa, Melissa, at onewayroof.com.
Thank you, Melissa. And if you don't mind putting that in the chat too, for those of us that need to write it down, that'd be great.
Sure
Appreciate
will.
that.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All the shingle ladies, all the shingle ladies.
Oh no, somebody got up too early this morning, I think. Uh, okay, who has something else they'd like to share with us? I know we can't top those jokes, so it has to be something serious now.
Yeah, I like that one.
Anybody
Hey,
got
John.
anything? Yes, go ahead.
Hey, John. Yeah, I got a property I'm going to be selling, and just wanted to put it out there.
Sure, John.
Can you hear me?
Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's in Jennings. It's a 2-bedroom, all brick home. The property address is 9209 Shadydale, and it's currently rented for $1,075 a month. I think the person's lease is up at the end of May. Not sure yet on the asking price, but Soto Properties is the one that's been handling the property. So if anybody needs more details or needs to take a look at it, they can contact Missy, and she'll give you her information.
Okay, well, I see Missy there, John. Missy, you wanna
Yeah.
want to talk about that?
So I can't talk about that property yet, or not right now because we're not going to put it on the MLS. So, but I can definitely share my contact information, and then someone can message me about it if they're interested. My number is going to be 573-332-7686, extension 306. And then if they want to grab my cell phone number, they can do so at 573-576-7697. I'll put all that in the chat. And then while I'm talking, of course, we do property management. So anyone looking for anyone to take over so they don't have to deal with all those calls that come in after hours, they can get a hold of me at the same contact information as well. And then we also do have some other properties for sale. We have 2641 St. Vincent Avenue for $194,000. And then we have the one in Chesterfield at 14471 Bantry Lane, Unit 11, $189,000. And then that would be what we have up right now on the market. But we, of course, have some rentals up. So if anyone's looking, they can also check out our website for rentals as well. And I'll put all that in the comments for you.
Thank you, Missy. Now that one in Chesterfield, if I remember right, did that one have a tenant or did it not?
It does. It does have a tenant in place.
Okay. All right. All right. If anybody needs, if you don't mind putting that in the chat. So if anybody needs to get a hold of Missy, please do so.
Absolutely.
All right. I see Bruce is talking about the dad jokes. Okay. Katelyn's got her information in there. What do we got up here? Okay, we got a fruit or a firefly. I always want to call them fruit flies. They're fireflies though. Fruit flies are what we don't want on our vegetables. Our fruits. Let's see.
Hey, John, I've got some important stuff to talk about if you don't mind.
Yeah, Dave, sure.
And actually, I'm just going to go ahead and put the link in the chat. So if anybody wants to look at it while I'm talking about it. But sure. The federal government has decided that they're going to get involved with with rentals, and they're talking about the fees that we charge or anybody charges, and it is now in the Federal Trade Commission has it in the it's advance notice, so that you can go in and talk about it. But I put that link in there, and oh gosh, I lost it. And if you want to take a look at that, so right now it's in open discussion now. So if anybody wants to talk about it, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to get rid of fees that aren't necessary or hidden. And there's a lot of rules that's going to come into play. How you advertise your properties, and they're talking about making sure that you advertise when you advertise a property that, and we pretty much do, but making sure that everybody knows exactly what they're going to pay for. And they haven't decided whether it's going to be included in the rent or it's just a separate line item of what they could be charged for. So if you want to take a look at that and anybody wants to discuss it. This came from the National Association of Residential Property Managers, or NARPM, which I'm a member of. And they have a pretty good advocacy team in DC, so they'll be involved in it, but they're also asking individual landlords to comment on the new rules that they're proposing.
And this is what they're talking about. Is this going to come up for a vote or something like that? Is that what they're?
Yeah, it goes through different periods. Right now is period for comment from the public, and then it goes through their hearings, and then they'll make a decision. This is not it's not the legislators that are putting this up. It's the it's the FTC that's going to make the decision. So that's another one of those things where it's not legislation. It's they just bureaucrats are creating rules and regulations for us.
Well, I don't know. Personally, I like it when they don't mess with anything, but because I think the free market works pretty well on its own. And I know you have a lot more to do with that kind of stuff. And so what are your thoughts on there? I mean, if you don't mind sharing your personal.
So this comes back from under the Biden administration. They were trying to make rules that that were not realistic. For example, applications that a background check that we cannot charge. The first initially they said we cannot charge anything more than what we pay for background check. Well, that doesn't make sense because I have staff to have to, I do pay for the background check, but then I have my staff that does the application process. It was things like that didn't make sense. Gosh, it was no one just slipped my mind. But these are things that the tenants are going out and trying to push. In municipalities like Kansas City had a big push just not too long, just last year before last, where the tenants' rights. So I haven't gone through it. I need to go through it and find out for sure what they're talking about. But it is of concern when the government starts telling you how to run your business.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, keep us informed about that, Dave. That sounds like something we should definitely pay attention to, because I know the background checks, though, it would be hard to even say what they cost, because like you said, you have staff and then you have actual costs. And if nothing else, I know you pay for services, whether you pay individually or not for different reports, you still have the services you pay for. So, I mean, That's probably hard to really come up with a cost. But then again, you could work them into your rent, but then the rent goes up. So that's very interesting. I know they were doing some of that stuff. I was on a meeting the other day with some of the owner financing stuff coming up. They're trying to push some different things through on that too. So it looks like a lot of stuff going on right now. So maybe.
Yeah. So now's our opportunity to speak. And again, NARPM is going to be very heavily involved. And I was in DC last month with them, and their advocacy team is pretty strong. They're lobbyists. They're pretty strong. All of NARPM has some weight, but they're asking us as individuals to comment on it, to also comment on it.
Okay.
Excuse me, Dave.
Well, thank you. Yeah, if you could keep us up to date on that, that'd be great, Dave.
Excuse me, Dave.
Yes.
Can you hear me? This is Jerome Jackson. Did they ever approve that legislation where they are limiting or preventing corporations from buying up large blocks of homes?
Actually, that's one of the issues that we discussed at the NARPM meeting in DC last month. There was some concern about it because they don't have a problem with it, but it's identifying who is a corporate or who's the big time players. Because if they're just saying somebody owns multiple properties, that can be one of us. I own multiple properties, but I'm not a big time person, right? Not one of the big corporations. So that is on the radar for NARPM. And they're keeping an eye. They have not identified that. They have not passed that yet.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Dave, what's that site again we can go to?
I put it in the chat.
Okay.
It's pretty long. So if you go to narpm.org, I think you should be able to find it. But otherwise, it's in the chat.
NARPM, you said?
NARPM, National Association of Residential Property Managers. NARPM.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got it in the chat there, James. If you can see it, I don't know if you you'll be able to click onto it.
I'll see what I can do. Dan's not here, so I don't know about the chest. Okay.
You're missing your tech support.
Yeah.
So just a quick thing about the 21st Century Road Act that actually did pass in the Senate yesterday, 89 to 10. So pretty strong bipartisan support. Needs to go to the House, but as Dave was saying, there's still some questions on definitions for some things, but you know, pretty big support in the Senate.
Wow.
Some of it does make sense, but again, sometimes there's a lot of times there's unintended consequences, right? And that's what NARPM is watching out for.
Well,
We'll
it's
definitely want to
politics.
keep an eye on that.
If it always made sense, Dave, I feel like our lives would be a lot easier. But I won't get into that.
All right. Anybody else have anything new like earth-shattering like this, I guess? Stick with that.
I'm
Anybody
about
got
to put
anything?
my house on the market.
Oh, Victoria. Yeah, how you doing? We haven't seen you in a couple weeks. We wondered if
Yeah,
you were out there working on your place.
of course I was. I was, scrubbing windows and tile and removing grout haze and fixing trim and all the little details that you gotta fix before you get the house on the market. So yeah.
Is it on the market now?
It's not listed. It's ready to go. It's been staged, it's been deep cleaned, it's been photographed, so it is ready. It'll be on the MLS next week. I had occupancy, which also was part of the reason why I was, out there fixing stuff. So, we had the occupancy inspection, and there's a few things we had to fix in regards to electrical and having a key for the hot tub cover.
Oh,
Um, little things like that, you gotta take care of to get passed on occupancy. So, yeah.
okay. And that'll be for sale actually officially next week, you say, or is it for sale
Yeah,
now?
it'll be listed coming soon on Monday, and then it'll be actually in active status on Friday.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and just tell us any more details about it, or do you want to wait?
It's located in South County, Tesson Ferry and Lindbergh, so it's Lindbergh Schools. It's a 4 bedroom, 3 bath. There's 2 bedrooms upstairs with the primary suite upstairs, and then there's 2 bedrooms on the main floor, and then there's a bathroom on every floor. It's got sort of a partially finished basement because the basement's carpeted, and there's a bathroom down there. It's got a fully updated kitchen, separate dining area, a nice living room with a wood burning fireplace. Um, yeah, it's got a lot of really great features, and I'm pretty excited about it. So I think buyers will really love it. And I think we're going to be listing it around 380, somewhere around there. So yeah,
Nice. Yeah.
it's a great area. So, it's right next to all the shopping on Lindbergh and obviously great school district. So
Well, that's good. I see you're smiling about it because I know you went through quite a bit between last year and now, but well, December, whenever you got it there. So you've come a long way real quick, actually.
But it actually didn't go as fast as I wanted it to because really, if you remember, I bought the property, it was already somewhat fixed up. So really the only plans were to redo the kitchen. The primary suite is fully updated. Almost the entire interior was painted. The carpet was already done. Some of the rooms were already painted before. The living room with the stone-clad wood-burning fireplace, I didn't even touch, and I think that's going to be one of the rooms that sell the property. But honestly, a lot of it was dealing with inspections that really just delayed everything because this should have been done within 2 months. And I would say all of the inspections and having to redo things and wait for them to actually come out, that took up about 4 weeks just with handling inspections. And for the amount of work that was done, which was not really a lot, because this was truly a cosmetic flip. There was, all the systems were already updated. I did find out in occupancy that there was an open permit for the furnace from 2021 that I had to schedule to close that out before I could get the occupancy inspection. So thankfully that went well. But it's little things like that that there was no way for me to even know that that existed because you can't even look up
Granted, I didn't have time
for
or
St. Louis County, you couldn't look up on the portal back more than a year. So I was even asking them, how could I even find this out? And they're like, well, I guess you would have to call, or I mean, they couldn't really even give me a straight answer. So it's, the little things like that that come up that you can't foresee, I think is what really drug it out at least 4 extra weeks. And maybe that's where a lot of my frustration came in because when I go into a project and I think, oh, this is going to be a quick update with just cosmetic stuff, and then it turns into all this extra stuff and time, that's when, you have.
Victoria, can you give us the address?
I'm not going to share the address yet.
Okay. Okay. I'll be
I
on the
will
lookout.
yeah, I will once it gets put up on the MLS. I want to kind of hold off since this is a public.
Yes. Perfect.
I will be having, if anyone's interested and wants to come see it, I always do a brokers open friends and family for investors. So if any of you want to come see it before we put it on the market, I'm probably going to have it next week, I think on Wednesday evening sometime. I haven't nailed that down, but if anybody's interested in when that might be, you can text me at 872-444-6681. You can just text me that you want the invite, and I'll send you the details once I have it. But yeah, I mean, John, back to your question, I just, I think it was these little things that come up, and then, you expect it to go one way, and then it goes a totally different direction. I look at it as divine intervention, and I'm hoping that all these delays were for that perfect buyer that falls in love with the house and gives me an amazing price to purchase. So.
I actually think you did pretty good because you had a holiday involved since you purchased the home and
Yep.
a lot of other things. And the inspectors, I'm just honestly, I thought you did pretty good. I think that's pretty quick. So
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm always, I'm harder on myself because I like to, constantly be moving and making sure I'm mindful of the fact that I have a JV partner and every day that goes by, that's interest we're paying and, so I'm always cognizant of that as well. So I'm always pushing myself to go faster. I would actually say I kind of let the contractors go at the rate that they wanted to, see how that would go. And I think overall it went generally well. It was really just, the inspections that were causing most of the delays. So,
well, I think you did good, and I can't wait to see it. Maybe you could share some pictures with us, maybe in the next couple of weeks. And address next week. I see somebody asked for the address, but you're not going to share that until you get it on the MLS. Totally understandable. So
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but again, if anybody wants to come see it, I'm going to be allowing, having the brokers open and letting people view it, and you can, ask me questions and I can explain to you how I did what because I also was environmentally friendly on this project. So, I saved the marble backsplash and I was there removing all the grout with my tools and then I regrouted and that was a total experience. I don't think I'll ever do beveled tile, try to regrout that ever again. And I did a few other things to try to be environmentally friendly. A lot of the materials were donated to, or actually, some materials were donated, but then other materials another investor took and purchased. So we made some money from that, and they were able to use it for their flip. So overall, I'm really happy with it. And yeah, I would be happy to share some before and after photos of the project. So.
yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, you can just keep us up to date. And I know you have. It's been a great experience going there with you, even though we're not there maybe physically, but we are mentally for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, and if you don't mind putting your contact information, the number you want people maybe to text it if they're interested in going out there. You said that'll probably be Wednesday.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Wednesday. I was going to maybe do this week, but I think that's a little too soon. So I want to make sure that everyone has time to, schedule it for themselves and get out there to see it. So,
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate that,
yeah,
Victoria.
thanks.
All right. Let's see. Who else has something for us today?
Hello, everyone. I don't necessarily have anything to provide to the group, but I have been joining this group for the last few weeks, specifically just to like network and um, kind of get a better understanding of real estate investing. I'm a novice here, but I have been doing a lot of research and listening in on these recordings and these meetings, and I'm getting pretty close to possibly obtaining my first property. And I was just wondering if there's anyone here in this group that's experienced that would just kind of look over some things with me as far as like my numbers, just to make sure I'm looking everything correctly. Um, that would be greatly appreciated. And of course, I know everyone is busy, so I would be more than willing to offer any type of services that I can. I'm a senior leader in technology, so I have a lot of experience in automation and systems. So if there's anyone that needs, assistance with their business in that way, or, if there's something that you don't need, I have no problem compensating anyone for their time. But I just wanted to put it out there to see if there's anyone that would be willing to just kind of talk me through the process, making sure that I'm thinking about this correctly. And if so, it would be greatly appreciated.
Okay, and Destiny, what are you actually looking to do? Are you looking to do like a wholesale deal to where you make an assignment to somebody else? Are you looking to do a buy and hold? Are you what kind of investing are you actually looking for?
No, not wholesale, buy and hold, and also possibly flip and renovate in a rent, depending on if the cash flow is there. But so that's what I'm focusing on as far as the real estate investing. So either or of those. But I have someone that offered me there's an opportunity for me, and I want to make sure I'm looking at this correctly because based off the numbers, I think it would be more beneficial for me to um, flip this property and sell it. Um, but I just want to make sure that I'm thinking about this correctly and the numbers are there for me to move forward on this deal.
Yeah, if you're looking to flip it, you have to pretty much like kind of like Victoria was just saying, you have to look at what you can buy it for and then what you can put into it. There are always surprises, though. At least that's my experience, and I don't know of anybody that's never had any surprises. I guess that
Mhm.
could happen, but that's the unknown is that's the unknown factor. But it depends on the area. Look and see. You'll need to look and see what the properties are selling for. Now, that's values are always interesting because just because one property sold for a certain amount, that doesn't mean it's exactly like the property you're looking at. And that was one of the things that we used to look at with that I had several discussions with the appraisers on because, they go by certain guidelines. It has to be like within 2 miles, and then it needs to be not cross a major road, needs to be the same like and kind, whether it's brick or frame. And there's other factors like that, square footage within 200 square foot. There's a lot of factors like that, but then you also have many other factors that come into play. I know Victoria talked a little bit about that, like updated HVACs that was
Mhm.
already there. And then, maybe you need to do the any kind of updates as far as kitchens and all that kind of stuff. So it's really, there's a lot of factors involved with that. And yeah, you can only, you can only learn so much. And then I always say the learning's in the doing because that's when you find out everything else because we can all, go to all the seminars, you can watch everything on YouTube and, go through all the books and trainings and stuff. But then once you get out there, then you find out other stuff that there's no way you could just learn in the classroom. So,
Yeah.
where is your property? Do you have it actually nailed down?
Yeah. Um, it's in Belleville, Illinois.
Okay.
And my spouse is a contractor and he has done flips previously before, not with I'm a novice to this, so I haven't done it. So he was able to go in and give me his scope of work on, and he's going to be the one that's going to manage the project as far as the updates. So he, walked me through that process. I've done a lot of research. I'm really ready to just get out there, like you said. I feel like the only way I'm going to really learn is for me to just get out there and do it, and just learn from my mistakes or whatever I feel like I need to increase on or be better at. But I just want to make sure that I'm just kind of looking at this correctly. I'm not necessarily looking for someone to like help me find a deal or help me to go step by step. I have an understanding of the purchase price. I was able to negotiate that. I've looked at the comps and I've determined estimate of what the ARV would be. I kind of have a somewhat understanding of it, but I just want to make sure that, I'm thinking about this correctly. So, I don't think I would take a lot of someone's time. But I just want to make sure that if, I'm thinking about this correctly. So if there's anyone that is, even willing to just sit down with me for a couple of hours, I think it would just be beneficial to me.
Well, it sounds like you've done a lot of the background work on this, and the person you have that's done that before, I think that's where that's going to be very valuable because I know areas are different. You said it was Belleville, so you really need to have somebody that knows Belleville pretty well, I would think, and it sounds like you have that. But that's really your best bet. I don't know. Does anybody else have any suggestions maybe for Destiny there?
Destiny, I do offer this. I know you said you don't need somebody to fully walk through it with you. I do offer this service. I help other investors not only with walking their properties and assessing what's the best approach for the property and where to design and add features to maximize your ROI. I offer that service. I also do kitchen design and I offer design packages, but I give free 30-minute calls. So if you want to reach out to me, I'm happy to at least chat with you for 30 minutes to see how I can help.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Can you
Sure. It's my number is 872-444-6681 and just text me first because I never answer calls from numbers I don't know. Just text me first and then I can give you a call back when I'm free.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, maybe you can come back and tell us what you ran into too, because we all learn together, Destiny, and it's always great to see what other people are doing. I know Victoria's done that since she bought her last property, and it's always fun. I know you had a tour a few months ago too, up on one in Florissant too. So
Yep. Yeah, I
thank
have a
you.
few clients. I actually did just help a client in Belleville, so I walked a property for him and gave him my recommendation. So I am a little bit familiar with Belleville, but I'm sure I can help you in some way, Destiny.
I appreciate it. And if there's anyone else that is willing to give their time, I just put my phone number out there. It's area code 901-244-9898. And then my email is Destiny, DESTINEE.Parker@outlook.com. And I'll put that in the chat as well.
I
Thank you.
work with a lot of investors in Belleville and different areas of Illinois if you need help on the insurance side of things.
Yeah, that's something that I definitely need
Because
assistance.
I can even price out the insurance for you too, like if it's going to be a flip.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Destiny, this is Jerome Jackson. I work with a lot of investors. I have funded many deals in Belleville and also the Metro East, so I know the market pretty well. What I could do for you, with you being fairly new to the business, I could spend some time with you and speak to you and teach you some of the things that you would need to know from the perspective of evaluating loans and what information that you would need. And I can go into great detail with that and help you with that perspective if you are interested.
I am definitely interested in it. Can you provide your contact information?
Yes, I could provide it, and I'd be willing to if we could talk beforehand. If you can give me some of the details of the property that you're looking to buy, then I could put some information together, and if needed, I can meet with you and your husband face to
Okay.
face.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. How should I contact you, or do you want to contact me, or?
I'm gonna put my information in the chat, and we both can reach out to each other and go from there.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, there's a couple of leads for you, Destiny. I see Rachel, you've had your hand up. Do you have something you would
Yes,
like to say?
I did. Well, yes, I did. Hello, everyone. This is my first time attending this meeting, so I'm happy that this is a place where I guess it seems like we're positioning like what we need help with and seeing who can help. So my mother, she passed, and I've inherited some properties, and one of the properties that is in the city of St. Louis is on St. Louis Avenue in Sarah, and it's a historical building, and it's paid in full, and it's a mixed unit building, and I'm thinking of like what to do with it because honestly, I've been managing. It's been in my family's business for like over 30 plus years, but honestly, it's becoming too much for me because right now it needs a full it needs a full rehab, it needs a roof, and it's a mixed unit. So right now we do have someone renting out the commercial part of it, which is good, but the residential, since that tornado that happened, we had gotten some damages, but so I mean, it's just needs to be like I know there's some mold in there, so I'm basically phased all of our tenants out, and we have it licensed where we can rent out the rooms individually. So there's a lot of different. We have it as like a room and board house. That's what it's always has been, and now I feel like I just think it's too much for me to try to put my money out of my pocket because I don't know if there was insurance on the building. I can't find all that stuff. My mom passed and I don't know where all that is. So I don't see that there's any insurance to cover all of those things. So right now I'm thinking of either listing it as maybe a redevelopment opportunity. It's a corner property, and it's one of those things where it's like I'm trying to figure out what to do, either to sell it or to get someone to partner with me to fix it up, because I know that when it's fully rented, I think there's let me see how many rooms. There's like 12 rooms total. So in each room we can have it rented out. In that location, I was renting it out at $500 as it was when it was not even fixed up. So if it gets renovated, then it can be even more if all rooms are rented. Plus we have the commercial right now. Once that's fixed up, we have that tenant to scale annually unless they lock in a few years at a time. But I just don't know. I just need help and so advice as to what to do. And if anyone's interested, like that's where I am right now. And I'm just here in St. Louis trying to figure that out because I haven't been here in St. Louis for the past 16 years. I moved here because of this situation, and now I just don't know what to do. But I don't think it'll be a waste to just do like, a wholesaler, because they're contacting me. Do you want to sell this property? But I just know it's worth more and also have sentimental value. So I'm just thinking like, what can I do?
Yeah. Have you had anybody look at it and give you any kind of estimates on the,
Yeah.
you have, okay.
Mhm.
So you got a pretty good idea what it's going to cost. Are you willing to do that, or do you want to do that as far as fixing up before you sell it and then sell it on a retail basis? Because I know wholesalers they get in touch with me on everything, whether they know it or not. I'm on everybody's list too. And you're probably finding that with a property like that. And you said
Well, it's not that I want to fix it up before I sell it. I was saying I can sell it as is, but I was thinking of someone. So I was, instead of just selling it to a wholesaler as is, I think I was looking into ways where maybe even making more money from just a wholesaler, like to a developer, because and then maybe listing it as I have my notes here, is like, or best offer, almost like auctioning it type of situation to whoever has the best offer, but to specifically maybe developers who have more money and they know like they'll have more resources. So that was like option one, or either partnering with an investor who would come on, I'm thinking as like help with the funding of getting it renovated and then paying them off, and like with interest as the building makes more money, because it is already cash flowing, but it's like when it's fully rented, it'd be even more. That was the one thing, because I wanted to keep the properties, or I still want to, but it's looking like it's just becoming too much for me if we don't figure out what to do. So I'm open to either selling or keeping if I have an investment partner. So those are my options that I'm looking at, unless there's any other better things you would suggest. But that's all I know of from what I can think of. But that's why I'm in the room, to find out,
Have you,
what do other experts say.
is it a historic building or are
Yeah,
you a historic
it's a historic. No, it's a historic building.
Okay, so in that case, have you looked into what's allowed and what's not before you decide whether you're going to sell it or renovate it? Because the thing about a historic building is usually there's rules about what you can and can't do. So you should definitely find that out if you don't know already. And then after that, you'll have a little more information as to because a historic building is going to be, have some kind of preservation, and they may be, like if you try and sell it to a developer, the developer might say, "Oh, it's a historic building. We're not even allowed to tear it down."
Oh yeah. When I don't want them to tear it down. I mean, I wanted them to fix it up and then they can do what, well, they can do whatever they want with it. But yeah,
but that's the thing, they can't do whatever they want with it if it's a historic building. They may, St. Louis is like, they would rather have you board up a window than put a new wood window in it, which is very expensive. Like they have really crazy rules. Believe me, I've dealt with it. So I would find out first, like I would find out before you think about selling it or partnering with somebody, because it could cause you a problem when you go to sell it and you think it's a done deal, and then their title person says, "Hey, like we can't buy it because XYZ."
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I would find out. You can call the building department, and I'm sure they will happily direct you to where who you can talk to, or what standards there are for historic buildings in the particular neighborhood that you're in. But yeah, definitely look at that, because I just don't want you to have any nasty surprises,
Yeah.
if you just, like if you decide to sell or even, joint venture.
Yeah, okay.
And Rachel, this is Yolanda. I'm with another organization, St. Louis Metro Housing Collective, and just yesterday, we had our bi-monthly meeting, and we are trying to get together a group who is interested in either investing in or starting SROs, single, room occupancy. So I could give you my information and keep you in the loop on that group, because we're going to have a separate meeting. John was there at the meeting yesterday when we were talking about it. And we have a woman, her name is Marquita. I can't think of her last name right now, but she's like the one who's really leading this upcoming group to get these SROs started, because there's like a big need for that right now. So I will put my phone number and my email in the chat, and you can reach out to me, and I'll put you in touch or give you the information for the next meeting.
Okay. Thank you so much, Miss Leland. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. And I know our time is getting short. I just wanted to, John, if you don't mind, James and Dana, are you still on the call? James, Dana? Okay.
Yep,
we're here.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay. I just wanted to let you guys know this is my only opportunity to talk to you, because I don't know how to get in touch with you, but I had given my grandson as a reference for some masonry work you wanted to do. I don't know if you reached out to him or not, or how involved or how far you've gone, but he was electrocuted on Monday, and right now he is not going to be available for a while. He was injured very badly. He was on a job site on the scaffold, and the scaffold came in contact with a live electric wire. So I'm just saying this in case you are going to email him or have emailed him. He's probably not going to be reaching out to you for a while.
Thank you. And our prayers are with you guys and for
Thank
you,
you.
definitely.
It's been devastating.
Is he gonna be okay? Is he gonna recover?
He's gonna be okay, but it's going to be a long
Okay, I understand.
long process. In fact, this morning, and when I get off this call, I'm going up to the hospital. He's having a skin graft surgery, and it's just a lot. I'm sorry. So,
my goodness, yeah, because I had reached out to him. He came out and I had was getting bids, and
He was
pretty,
very
I was
impressed
pretty
with him.
sure about getting ready to go with him.
Right.
But
And
so
he was
Yes,
very
Rachel.
excited.
Excuse me,
Yeah,
Rachel.
thank you for sharing that with us. Yeah.
You're welcome.
I'm so sorry to hear that, Yulinda.
Thank you, Renee. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's really something else. He's in the burn unit at Mercy Hospital.
Oh, my.
So
Yeah,
Prayers are with him, Linda.
that's
thank
a
you.
lot. That's a lot. I'm really sorry. And yeah, exactly. Prayers, thoughts, good vibes.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
Linda,
did-
that's so sad. We'll keep you in our prayers. So sad. Sorry about
I
that.
appreciate it. He didn't want me. I asked him specifically if I should say something to you. He's very emotional right now and he's trying to keep his business going, but we're telling him his main focus should be getting better. And so as a family, we're trying to keep the business going. So, we're trying to work out some things.
Yeah, no, it's good that if you let people know that there's a reason he's not getting back to him, then
Right.
it doesn't look like, oh, he just flaked. So
Exactly. And that's what I told him. I said, I don't want people or anyone to think you are a flake. So I'm going to tell them, but he doesn't want, he thinks by telling that that's going to affect his business. So thank you. Thank you, everyone. So.
Yeah, I had heard about that. I used to work for Ameren, which I still do part-time, but a supervisor mentioned something about that the other day when I was there for work.
Really?
Somebody got hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been hit before, and believe I know what you're going through. So yeah,
It's bad. Yeah, he has second and third degree burns on his face, his arms, his legs, his thighs, his back.
Yeah. Yeah, one time I thought I lost my hand. Luckily, I was blessed and didn't, but I thought I did. So yeah, I know.
He usually works alone, but that day he had someone working with him, and that person had on rubber gloves, and they were able to knock him off of the scaffold.
Yeah.
That's what saved him.
sometimes people are in a place for a reason. I very much felt that. Like sometimes they think they're there for one thing, but their only purpose is another. Sorry about the dog.
John, are you still there? This is Jerome. I was wanting to tell Rachel that I'm working with a developer right now in St. Louis in the inner city is doing a project very similar to hers right now. That if she provided me, I could provide my information. If she wanted to reach out to me, I could connect her with this developer who could possibly answer some questions for her.
Yeah. Yeah, I would. Thank you.
Okay. My name is Jerome Jackson, and it's in the chat. If you wanted to put your contact information there, I could try to get a hold of you also and arrange a time for you guys to talk.
Okay, I'll put my information in the chat. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Also, Rachel, I wanted to mention I specialize in historic homes. I've flipped one before and I absolutely love them. So you also mentioned wanting a partner. I do that as well. I do JV partnerships with a lot of my flips. So I would actually love to chat with you about your property.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm putting my number and my email in there, Miss Victoria. I appreciate that. So
I'll reach out.
Thank you. I'm putting it in right now. Thank you.
Yeah, you got a few little tips there, Rachel. Yeah, it's good information too from Renee. I know she's a fire inspector, or was at one time, and I know the historic districts make a huge difference. We had a property in Baden, and they called the conservation district there, and they wouldn't even let you, like she said, replace the windows without getting the approval and doing it their way. So there's a lot of things that you'll need to know, and it's good to talk to people that's done it just like this. So
yeah, that's why I was here. So I figured that would be a good step towards getting in the right direction and getting into the REIA group. So I'm so happy that y'all are doing this. So thank you, everybody.
We're glad you're here, and hopefully you get some good information out of it, and appreciate that. And we also would invite you to come back and tell us what happens too, because we always like to hear good stories, our stories that don't go quite as well, but we all learn from each other, so which is all good. So we appreciate
I was wondering if y'all had in-person events, or is this the only thing? Because I saw online, I thought this was going to be ending, or the REIA group was ending or something in February. So
it's been changed, and actually Laura and I are kind of taking the reins for it. We are going to have some more in-person meetings, but they're not going to be every month like they were. We did have them every month, well, for 49 years up until January or February. Actually, I think it was our last one. And we're going to have special events now. It's not going to be the same time every month, but we still are going to meet here. And this is your best place to find out what we're doing every week, because we actually started this. Actually, we're coming up, getting ready to start our 7th year online. We started with Catherine Davis. She's our attorney that comes on first Friday every month, and she was here last week, and she keeps us updated on everything. And actually, she just comes on the first Friday of the month now. But for a while during COVID, she came on every week, and we did that for I don't know what 2.5 years, 2 years, something like that, till everything kind of got, I don't know, back to normal, if there is a normal, whatever that might be. But yeah, this is the best way to do it. And we do still have the lunch the first Monday of the month at Applebee's up there at Olive and 270. So
okay, nice, thank you.
Yeah, we do have some more special events coming up though, and as we get closer to them, best place, like I said, to find out is just come here, and we do put the replays on YouTube also, so you can go back.
Good.
You can't make it, you can always watch that. So
okay,
all right, and we thank you. All right, let's see. Anybody else got anything for us here? A lot of good conversations today. I appreciate everybody sharing with us. And let's see, did I miss anything here? And yeah, see, most people put their information in there. Yeah, anything, we always ask you to share verbally as well as in the chat, so that way anybody watching the replay can get the information too. Because the chat disappears after today. I don't know where it goes, but it goes somewhere else. It's gone. It don't go to YouTube.
Oh, okay. Well, then I would like to say, since I put my name in that, is Rachel Lagon, who has that his property, and my information is Rachel Lagon. Email is the Hogan at gmail.com. So PHEB and boy at gmail.com.
Okay, could you mention that one more time? You kind of faded out there.
Can we make our connection? Bye. Can you hear me?
No.
Yeah, could you put that in the chat too, and then we could repeat that if you don't mind.
Can you hear me now?
There you are. Yes.
Oh, okay. I connected to my home Wi-Fi instead of my phone, but right on my image, the Bogan STL@gmail.com. It's TBboy OGANSTL@gmail.com.
Okay. Yeah, and if you don't mind putting that in the chat too, Rachel, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was breaking up. I don't know if it was just on my end or
no, it was breaking up
when she was speaking. So I guess John, could you?
Same here.
Yeah, if she puts it in there, we'll go ahead and repeat it in the chat there.
Okay. The Bogan STL@gmail.com. Let me type that in.
Yeah.
It's already in the chat.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, thank you. All right. Very good. Okay.
I put it in there. I don't know if you see it.
Yeah, we got it right here. THEBOGANSTL@gmail.com.
Yes, thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Appreciate that, Rachel. All right. Anybody else got anything they would like to share with us today? I think we're coming up on the, well, 1 minute after right now. So if anybody else has anything, it's a good time to share it. If not, we'll have the replay up as soon as I can get it up. It's my new rule is by Sunday. Okay, it was always by midnight on Friday, except I've gotten kind of busy the last couple of Fridays and Saturdays, which is okay too. And I'll still get it up as soon as I can, but definitely by Sunday at 5 is my new rule now. So the replay will be up there with all the others. If you have anything else, right now is a good time to say it. Otherwise, I appreciate everybody coming in, and we'll, I guess, see you next week. So, all right.
Bye,
Thank you,
everybody.
everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everybody.